feel super sweaty after a ride. It's crazy and soaking wet. All right, true to my words, I said, you have my name in your mouth or you put my kids' vulnerable moments, then, I reply. And before I used to reply with one video for every video you talk about me, but I guess to answer some of their questions, because now I'm going to break it down topic per topic per topic. And your last video, you mentioned a couple things and how I start my video. And so for this video, it's just going to be finance. I know I make a McDonald's paycheck, I heard, 30K a year. So this video is just going to be about finance.
Little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on.
And before I start this video, again, it's a disclaimer that Cheese Boy, this video is never, or these videos are never about you, and they will never ever be about you. But the only reason you come up because you're trying to cheese a meal that's not really yours to cheese instead of just having your meal. Yeah, so that's why if you stick your cheeses in other people's meal, you come. But that is just to show you like, hey, these things are not about you. Stay out and maybe these things might go away. It's coming up maybe because your ex is talking to me and I'm making this video. You feel that I am jealous or I'm into your relationship and I'm lying. That's not the point here, and even watching this when I'm 70 years old, I think it would be the best choice I've ever made, because to me, this is what love is. Love is about boundaries. To love somebody is, to be able to know yourself and have your boundaries and bring those walls down and communicate your boundaries to your partner like, hey, these are my boundaries. And for this video, it's about me not being in love or not being able to love that person. And because of that, it's just love bombing. And because you've put your boundaries out there, it's not about me changing for her. It's about me being me and these are my financial boundaries. So look at them. They're communicated to you. And if you don't think there's something you can live up with, then guess what? We gotta call it quits. And if we're in together, then you have to respect those boundaries. And that's why the people who are within your boundaries, those are the people who will stick with you and they'll love you. If they're outside your boundaries and keep breaking your boundaries, then you never loved them or they never loved you, because you'd have to be in a position to be healthy, feel loved, and then give that love back. But love is to love that person and their boundaries and not keep tripping their boundaries to make it bigger. And that's why my slogan for you, Jayong, was always, life is for the living. And if our boundaries keep getting breached, at one point, I was like, let's have an open relationship. I was down to have an open relationship. Like if we felt like that, if we had cheating sagas and all this going on, then hey, if nobody want to leave, then let's keep it open. Because if it was sex, I could get sex anytime I want. Like, it's not about sex. It's about that connection. It's about those boundaries. And in those boundaries, you support your partner to be the best person they are. And yeah. And so on finances, the couple things I want to say, because now during my marriage and my financial boundaries, I started starting a couple businesses back in my second homeland. America is my first homeland. My second homeland, I was getting invested there and things were going great. But back home in my family, it was all about, you've invested all this and where is the money? And for me, that's not what business, my dream, my vision board in starting something. I don't invest $20,000 or $1 million or $20. And then next week, I'm expected to have brought $40. And then I'm like, chill. These things takes time. And it was just all about that negativity, no support, failed businesses. And, as a people, we tend to lean from our family, how we are brought up with our parents, our mom and dad, we tend to lean more. And I understood that because both families, especially your family, a lot of businesses that went wrong, that financially strained, and even upbringing in terms of extracurricular activity. And then I see that. But if I'm also that kind of person, then we were never meant to be together to begin with, because you're not going to support what I found that would work for me. But in that instance, because every day your businesses have failed, why do you keep doing this? And so, you know what? I was like, yes, they failed, but I still kept doing them. And so to cut you off of my businesses, they were failed businesses. And so I never disclosed anything to you, because for you, they were failed anyway. But every year, every time I would go back to Kenya, you'd always ask, like, but where do you spend the money? Because these are our finances since 2014.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go. Hey, Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, oh. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, oh. And this is just the beginning, I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, oh. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous.
And you can see till 2014 up to what, 2019? Look at the snapshot of our financial sheet since 2014, and that year you can understand my financial aspect of this relationship. Our monthly earning here would not even buy me an air ticket, but I was invested a lot in motherland, and my businesses, according to the person who I expected to support me, were always failed, and it was just constant. Like, dude, in my dream, I used to sleep with this helmet on because it was just all like, fail, don't do it. But you know what? If I have a vision board, I can't kill the love for myself, my vision, because that's what I feel is my purpose and my goal for life, and I have to achieve it, or I'll forever be haunted by it. So for you to love me, you had to support that. So that was the first financial failure that we had. But in the background, because you've only been to Kenya 2 times. I mean, I've showed you a couple stuff, but they still don't look, but you really don't know. Even when I released the video of me starting a resort, you were surprised. And that was still when we second left for Kenya, and there was just a lot of surprises. But when it get to that point, I still got to achieve my vision board. I might have kept it secret or whatever the case might be, and when the house come in the next video about child support, we'll know the secrecy, why even us having secret accounts or doing stuff financially secret started from, and that will come on the next video. Now, this one is just about our financial income, because talking about all this convoluted, he's lying, they're cheating, my exes got together to bring us down. Nah, I don't want to bring you down. And that's why I'm so raw and brutal to my girls. That way they can know, and education is power. So my businesses are still healthy. I know you thought they were failed, but that's why, with my McDonald's paycheck or the tax, whatever that I left. But these are your girlfriend taxes up until when I left, because this was a joint account, and this is an income stream for YouTube up until 2019, when even her secret Facebook earning account, I didn't find out till about maybe 2 months before we got divorced. And it's all that secrecy. So to hear that she paid a car cash, because when I left, I think you only had like $20,000 in lifetime saving. That's what I left with. And your car at the time, the car note was about $22,000. So I do not understand. And when I left, you still use my Geico insurance, and you had an 8% refinance rate as opposed to the 2% that we had. But that was your personal problem, because this is now pre-divorce, and some of the reasons and things I did not love about us because I didn't feel loved or supported in that way. And this was some of the struggles that started. So one, it's about my failed businesses and why I keep going back and forth. And so I decided to keep them secret. And, my failed hospitals, my failed, resort project, my failed tax, all those failed businesses you thought. And so I let you know they were failed, but I could still do my thing. Then number two, YouTube payments. Like these are the payments that we used to live on. Starting from, I can go farther back. Farther back it was zero, but maybe from 2014 up to 2019 on average. And for every time, maybe if you look at your viral videos, are those controversial videos about racial stuff or my kids' vulnerable moments. Like those are the big honors. Whenever you have like controversial video that involve racism or segregative line or my kids crying on camera, that's when the videos hit 1 million views. And for me, this started, like I said, 2014, we even opened. And I'm like, this paycheck for me, it was just not worth celebrity status if I had to chase that. And, we would travel. And these are the times that even you met your boy, Cheese Boy, and we'd travel all over the country. So I don't know how we could, 2014, 2015, 2016, when you did, this is around the time you met Chris. And we traveled. You wonder why we used to live in people's houses or we used to literally, not we, but I would support you in that. You used to beg and I was all against all this stuff. I just don't know what we were doing for $150 or $200 a month and doing that in all that interracial Blasian happy couple that we were for America. And I just tried to stand by you. Like I will drive thousands of miles but this is the paycheck that we used to have during those days. And, we'd sell our images and stuff. But, I was asking like, and this paycheck was combination, like Yuri needs to get paid, the Somi needs to get paid, I need to get paid because copyright just pay us. And that was me just trying to be there like, I can love this person. You love you to be loved, this publicity, I can stand by you. But in that, I think my boundary for standing by you is at least pay us. Or if you don't pay me, I think I'm an adult, I can live with that. But part of that biggest on my boundary is my kids being on YouTube, so pay them. But that would never happen. And so it just kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And some of your replies would be, oh, I'm the mother of your kids. I gave birth to your children. So, I got to work. And even if my bike has come to story, and that will come into the next video about, and if I even realized this, my bike was $12,000. I mean, if you were paying attention and looked at that bank account, none of our money went to pay my bike. But of course, and I'll send you that statement. I'll find it. And yeah, I'll find that statement in this video and I'll send it. Like none of our money that we had as a couple actually even paid for my bike. But I don't know how you can see a $12,000 balance sheet. But of course, you never had an account. Everything was on my name. All these accounts, you open them. Everything was always, all my accounts, credit card, like everything was under my name. That's what you use until 2019. That's when, So if you're talking about your credit, that's good. I am happy for you because my love for you, I've been begging you for years. I'm like, what if I leave? Like financially, how are you going to be? But you're like still using my account for, my credit score. I'm like, then that used to cause a lot of tension. And I'm like, what if I die then? Then what are you going to leave? We don't have so much on your name. You also have to be financially supportive or independent, for modern family, I guess, because it's tough being a modern family. And then even our expenditure. Now, this was another thing. With all this salary, because technically I want alimony and I was not making any money, because clearly you're making money and I was not bringing in any money. We'd support your family business, Nu Skin. Like if you look at the toothpaste we just used for like almost 8 years, the toothpaste from Nu Skin, that toothpaste is like freaking $20 or $30 a toothpaste bottle. But because we were supporting your company, we'd get a discount. So maybe we'll get it for what? $10, $15 for a toothpaste on our paycheck. So that's part of the expenditure. And then my kids' activity expenditure, like we were going under. And even you remember sometimes you're like, where do you get all this money? when I would get maybe $1,000 here, $500 here, and I'd bring home, and you are always questioning me like, James, are you selling drugs? I had to do what I gotta do. I wasn't selling drugs though, but I know you remember when you used to ask that. And so I had to find ways to kind of prop all this. But of course, you're also making money. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just saying when I brought my boundaries about financial aspect, we could never agree because for you were taking care of my kids and that's all you could do. And even when I sleep, I needed my helmet because of that. We had several homes. We had Korean home, Portland home, the Utah home, and that would come into the next video about child support. And so I'm just gonna break it down. So that was the idea of love for me. I love that you're financially driven. And because of that, this makes me feel like I am not the only one who has to strive to support this family. Or I love that you have a cute smile. And when I see you smile, that makes me feel warm. I'm like, I feel proud that you are my woman. Oh, I love that. And you get the gist. That's what love for me. And those are what were in my boundaries. And those were communicated. But if you keep stepping them, then that's why we're here. And Cheese Boy, again, it's not about you. You could not make the best version of me for things that were very important, that were within my boundaries, that make me, and because of that, you're outside that boundary and constant conflict. And I could never do the same. And now, from your last video, I think, you have self-love and somebody loves you for who you were, for your publicity and for what you do. And now you guys, we have had a lot of controversial videos. So like I said, there's spikes. Whenever those controversial videos make, that's when you get the view and the spikes come and you make the money. So that is good. And I'm happy for you. And so it's not about you, but if we want to expose things, then like I said, I got it all. And I got a lot on my YouTube. And that's why I'm going to break it down single by single. And I hope I'm more coherent on this and I'm not mixing up. So one topic is a time. And so they're going to come in plenty depending on how you want to reply this. So I'm waiting for your next one. And, but I still have to make one about child support because that's what was driven on your other video. So because we didn't have this, so we were basically just love bombing each other. But how much can we love bomb? It was just like, ooh, boom. Before you launch that, there's peace. And it's just everywhere there's war, there's money. And that's why where there was war on us and up to now for YouTube, there is money. And so love bombing, when you're reloading that love, there's come and you think it's love. And then when you launch it, it bombs. So that's what we did. But we were never in love. Or maybe you were, because in all honesty, those were my boundaries. If you remember about cleanliness or cooking or financial, I talked about this, but of course I am traditional in what my views were, but I didn't mind. I'm like, if you get a job and bring, then I would feel like I was just not real in my boundaries at the time because I thought those would change. But the older I got, it just wasn't worth my happiness anymore. Like, life is for the living and you only have one life. Keep doing this because I like this episode that you want to fight. So for me, it's not about fighting. It's about just letting you know, like, if you can understand this, then it's between you, my kids, and but when Cheese Boy comes in, we get to know all this stuff. And now I asked the question. Some of the question, you talked about your brother. That's an American thing. Every time we snap people's head, it's all about mental illness. And, but the courts adjust. We're now in court for, the house. And I guess they'll be just, it won't be because, And it's sad, but sad, but not sad. The jurors or the judges, that's just the system, and that's the system we're now working on. And if justice is served, if justice was not served because of drug, I don't know. And so that's why those questions came. And I guess, so Cheese Boy, you took over that video too, and I think you're still missing, but you're still missing the point here. But if you care to ask some of the question, I guess the other question you didn't ask, did I really call your wife last year? You talked about me making all those, sexual harassment videos. And did I really call your wife last year? So that would come in the next video you'll listen when she says that. So I never really called her. I still don't even have her number up to now. And I don't have a Utah number that you guys talked about me having. And she only calls me through Instagram. I don't go looking for you and your family. Your women come looking for me. Question you never answered. And did you really coach, or if you believe, then, okay, did you coach your daughter into making that video about me? That one was not answers. And then again about Diane, now that we are making McDonald's money, again I ask, like, is your brother in jail? Is he a real brother? Because it looks like Diane was doing stuff around, maybe cheating around, and that's when your father found he fled. But onto the McDonald's video, I mean, straight off the blank, I think then maybe your dad and your two brothers, are they also making the same, McDonald's paycheck? But I'm glad, you said maybe now I'm probably making more, so that kind of gave me a little bit of self-esteem, which I don't really work with. I work with self-love, because even at 30K a year from Africa, they call it third world country, I live like a king. So I guess this answers the financial aspect about you guys talking Lily making money. Maybe she might have made, 29, 21 and 2022. Yeah, because all these spikes. And so on to the next one. The next video about child support and me not paying child support will come. But I guess this was just where it started. Financial breakdown and my first piece of love. So I have these things that I love about my partner, and not really crossing their boundaries. And in doing so, you foster that love, you work on it, but you just don't let it find you. Lily, if my taxes are lying around, I'm still proud of it, because I did this. I never gave up on my dreams. And and about Brooke, this is not about the people I date or my girlfriend. I'm a single man, and so in that singleness, I date a lot. When I date a lot, yeah, I try find these things that I love about a person and see what their boundaries are, and if I can respect those boundaries, then I can love them to make them the best person they are. And in that time period, they gotta look at my boundaries too, and if they like them, yeah. So Brooke is not the issue here. If you guys want to talk about Brooke, we are both all having the best time of our lives. Maybe we have different ways of going through it. So on to the next video, we'll pop it up. Oh, and if the ideology of love still doesn't make sense to you, and you think I'm harming my girls, so think about it this way. I'm just off going to the sauna after making that video. So think about it this way. The reason we don't find love, and we have to work on it, like love is that loving that person to make him better, it's the same feeling I had when I first saw my girls, my daughters. When I first saw them, when they first came into this world, and that was also the first time we started exploiting them. Like that warm feeling, like when I seen them, I felt love, because looking at them just made me feel so warm and just gave me that smile. And that kind of love is the love for them, because I did not need to see their vulnerable moments to be able to, love them. So get into the paperwork. Marriage, like you say, marriage is paperwork, and that's why we're here. So maybe, I don't know if that makes sense. So I'd always love my kids, because I've always had that love for them. But for a counterpart adult, boundaries.